Hey Freedom Family, this is Mark and I'm so glad you're here at _Freedom for Life _, where we have real conversations that are sometimes challenging, sometimes victorious, but always honest and always authentic. We have a conversation today about where you're at, and if you're like me, then you're sometimes discounting the things that you should be celebrating. So let's get started, shall we? And as we're getting started today, could you do me a favor? Could you subscribe and become a part of the Freedom Family for real? And could you also do this and hit the notification bell so that you can be a part of every conversation that we're having? You know, there's one typical common conversation I have with everybody that I'm walking in community with as far as freedom. I mean, the people that are in our life mastery courses, our next steps, our freedom courses, or everybody who's a part of this community. It's a fairly common conversation, and it resonates with me because it's kind of been where my life has been at times as well. The person, whoever they are, they're at the place that they're at in their freedom journey, right? They could be just starting, they could be, kind of gone down the road a little bit, seen some victories and some amazing things in their life, but they're always sitting in this place and they're looking one of two directions. They're either looking forward and wondering why they're not further along. Why am I not more free than I should be? Why am I not able to overcome as much as I think I should be? Why am I struggling in ways that I think I should not have to be struggling anymore? So they're kind of looking forward and wondering why I'm not farther in that direction. Or sometimes they're looking back, and what they're doing when they're looking back, they're not looking back nostalgically seeing the places that they've been and the experiences that they've had. No, they're looking back, and they're looking back in a way that is kind of using it as a weapon against themselves. They take where they're at right now and they look back at who they used to be, and they use that as a weapon, kind of going back and looking with regret or shame or disappointment about the person that they used to be. And I resonate with both of those because I've been in that place, and sometimes I'm there again. I'm a person who is kind of forward thinking, and that's kind of what our community is. We even teach that, right? That you should be focusing forward, and if you want to be able to, discover who you're created to be, the life that you're created for, and overcoming everything that's standing in the way, you kind of need to not just know your identity, but you need to be able to move forward towards the things that you're called to, not look back over the things that you used to be involved in. And so we teach that, and it's absolutely important. It's a strategy that makes sense and is absolutely aligned with who we're created to be. And so it's a part of who we are in this freedom family, living out this life mastery journey towards the freedom that God has for us. And so sometimes I'll be impatient, wanting to be farther along. I'm always in that place of, okay, what's the ultimate victory? Well, I want that now. I want that today. I want that in this moment. And so I've been there where I've had to kind of pull back and not just have my focus forward, but being excited and satisfied where I'm at right now. Not to the point of quitting, but also not to the point of just regretting that I'm not further than where I am. Because at the end of the day, I understand this. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. And then there's the other side, and I've been there as well, where I look back at my life and I see, the person of compassion and care and love and strength and fortitude that I am right now. Always been there, but it's always been hidden, right? We're understanding that we're uncovering who we're created to be. But then I look back at that person that I used to be, and kind of the living out of my hurts and insecurities and wounding myself and others, and regretting that, I wish I could have, I wish I would have. And in that place, my past becomes a weapon to beat me up in my present and stop me from my future. And that's not freedom either. And so I've had these conversations even recently with some friends, and the conversation was around this. Who you are right now is exactly the person that your journey has led you to be, this freedom journey that you're on. And who you were in your past was really all you were capable of being because of the hurts, the lies, the wounds that you believed back then. God's not surprised at who you were, nor should you be, because you're a product of your past and the things you knew back then. So if I only had the capacity to be that person because of the knowledge and the healing that I had back then, or lack of it, then why would I beat myself up for being that person back then? Sometimes we don't know where we're at because we forget where we've been. And in that place of looking back, I look back with regret, not actually out of celebration. Not celebrating who I was, but when I see who I am right now as compared to who I was back then, there's this journey that is worth celebrating. So that my past isn't a weapon that I use and my future isn't a weapon that I use, but I look at where I'm at, excited about where I'm going, and equally excited and celebrating at the journey that I'm at, right? It's this phrase that says this, I'm not who I'm going to be, but I'm glad I'm not who I used to be. So in this place, you know, the proper freedom place to be, that life mastery role that we're supposed to live out right now, it's in looking at our past and celebrating where we've come and looking to our future and being excited about where we're going. I've been in both places, being beat up by my past or my future. Have you been there? But I'm going to give you encouragement, and I'm actually going to give you permission to not beat yourself up any longer. The fact that you are disappointed and saddened about some of the actions that you took and some of the words that you used, some of the things that you did, shows that you're a transformed person, that you're a person walking out the life mastery journey, being transformed into who you're created to be so you can live the life you're created for, and you've overcome so much to be where you're at right now. The greatest indication that you're walking in greater freedom than ever before, closer and closer to who you were created to be from the beginning, is by looking back at your past and saying, wow, I'm not that person anymore. And in that place, my past can be a celebration, not for the things that I did, but for where I've come from and how far I've come. And my future can be an exciting vision because I know that there's more to come. Don't use your weapon, don't use your past or your future as a weapon to beat you up in your present. Use them as a point of recognition that you're on your way to who you're created to be. And in that place, neither one of them can hold you back. Both of them will propel you forward to the life that you're created for. You're worth celebrating because you're moving forward in your journey. You're worth celebrating because of who you're created to be. So would you celebrate you today? Would you look back and see the journey you've been on? Would you look forward and see where you're going and be excited for this moment? There is no moment like this. You'll never be here again. So why not celebrate it for a moment and walk in the fullness of who you're created to be? My name is Mark, and I'm glad you're here at _Freedom for Life _. If you want to know how to have a step-by-step method of walking out this journey of overcoming our past and walking towards our future, it really is the life mastery journey of being who you're created to be so you can have the life you're created for and overcoming everything that's standing in the way. If you want to know how to do that, down below we have a link to a course called Life Mastery. It is a course that's come out of my own teaching, my own training, my own journey and understanding and the revelation that I've been given that will give you a step-by-step method of living out this life mastery journey of absolutely understanding who you're created to be so that you can live it out. If you want to know how to do it, down in the link is a link to our website where you can learn much more about it and you can sign up to be a part of that community. It's a step-by-step method that you don't want to miss out so you can have the life that you're created for. It'll be amazing. I look forward to having a conversation with you about it. We have Facebook and we have Instagram. There are conversations we're having out there as well. Check us out on those platforms. Hit that like button and also put a comment in the description down below about where you're at in your journey and what you're celebrating today. And if you do nothing else, at the end of the day, dominate your day.